Grew up in London, London boy, west side of London, Arsenal fan. Sorry, Dan. It was a good upbringing. My parents very loving, a lot of support from grandparents, younger brother. I've got an older sister and older brother too. A lot of love in the family. Never had any malice or anything bad in my life growing up. Went to a public school. Graduated from there with no problem. Had a good group of friends, and got into an even better group of friends when I left school. But unfortunately, the surrounding thing there was smoking marijuana. It was kind of a thing you do. You go out every evening, go get some weed, smoke some weed. And that was kind of the sticking point to being in the friendship group. So there had to be a little bit more to that than in life than that, really. And I had to find out a bit more. Then I got into a relationship, kind of went through that relationship thinking this was the one, was gonna settle down, have a family, bought a house together. And then 6 months into having this house, found out that she was doing the deed behind my back. And then that's when I thought, you know what, I need to do something for myself. And I'd always thought about traveling. And I had a friend at work at the time who just happened to mention Canada and that he'd been for a couple of years on a work visa. And he said, man, this is the place to go. And then I met my wife 6 years ago. And as a stipulation of us being together, she said, you got to come to church every Sunday. And I said, you know what? I'm an open-minded guy. I can make that happen, no problem. And been every Sunday since. And my faith has grown. And my love for the Lord has just grown every single day. Up until, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I was still regularly smoking. And it was a habit that I couldn't kick. And I knew I couldn't do it by myself. So I called upon the Lord. I prayed about it over and over again. Even my wife was praying with me too. And my son said to me, Daddy, you've got to give up smoking. I don't like you smoking. So, that was a big thing for me too. One day I just happened to be out having a joint, and I got maybe halfway through it, and I got a text message from Pastor Dan asking me about baptism. And I thought, you know what, Lord, you're talking to me. I better listen. So I listened, and I walked straight upstairs, and as I'm walking down the hallway to my apartment, I said, Holy Spirit, give me the conviction to kick this. And I had 3 joints in my pocket. I walked into my apartment, I flushed all 3 down the toilet. I haven't touched one since. Haven't missed it, haven't needed it. And I've been doing it since I was 15 years old. So to kick an addiction like that, even though some may see it as not as an addiction, but for me it was. It's something that I turned to and I ran to every time I felt depressed or stressed. Now I turn to the Lord, and he brings me calm every time. Like to give your life up to Christ and to let go of everything that you hold on to and the selfishness that you live for yourself. It's not what we're called for. We're called to live for others. And having realized that and opened my life to be surrounded by other people with that mindset, it just brings warmth and joy into your life. And it's made my life improve massively. My relationship with my wife has improved. My relationship with my kids has got way better. I'm way more present. And I think that's the most important thing, is that he's opened my eyes to what life truly can be if you just give it up. My name is Ben, and this is my story of new life.
Well, good morning, Ridge Church. Happy New Year. As you just heard, I'm here with Ben. And even though Ben is an Arsenal fan, he's become a great friend. I'm very thankful for him, and it's been a joy to get to hear his story and watch what God has done in his life. And so, Ben, today I have a couple questions for you. First, do you admit that you are a sinner and that sin separates you from God?
Yes.
And do you believe that Jesus, through his life, his death, and his resurrection, has made a way for you to be right and reunite you in relationship to God?
Yes.
And do you, by your baptism today, commit that you want to follow Jesus with all that you have and all that you are until he returns or calls you home?
Yes.
Then it is my great joy and privilege to baptize you today in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.